Alright, so welcome back, and it's about, what time is it? Phone tell me 3:48 a.m., although I'm 5 minutes fast for some reason. And, we've got a problem, and it's right here. We got 3 items, pretty important. We got a regular pick, silk touch pick, and a shovel. Keep in mind, all of our good stuff was lost in a lava flow. And, we're lagging something fierce. I got a lot of editing going on and some other stuff, but the problem is we don't have mending, and I came back to go fishing. Right, that's why we're not even seeing the stuff I've been working on the last couple of nights. Oh no, it's too far away for that. But the problem is I had to come back because I was hoping I could catch a mending book, and of course no dice there, unfortunately for us. So I'm thinking we're going to have to interrupt this episode to go get ourselves a mending villager, or at least find where he's at. Now, I want to say, if I remember what I just read correctly, 7465, I don't remember. It was either, I think it was 863, maybe 823, something like that. But anyway, I don't exactly know where that is, because I'm not sure if that's somewhere that I just stumbled upon. I don't know if it's somewhere where we've got a nether portal. There's lots and lots of variables, but essentially we need to figure that out, and we need to figure that out ASAP, because it's super annoying having to leave where I was working and stopping what I was doing because we simply want to repair these tools. So still have not updated the game. We're still rocking the old school stuff, and for better or for worse. And I think I'm just gonna have to go try to make this happen. So I'm gonna go check my notes before, literal sticky notes like on the desktop, right? Before I had it on an envelope and I had to transcribe it, but anyway, before I just randomly start running around going to every desert village I can remember, I'm going to check the notes. We'll get there. We'll see what he wants. And we'll probably be underprepared. And just take it from there. So, I shall be back. Alright, I was that close. It was 823, which I think I said. But essentially 74, negative 823. So if we were to divide that by 8 on both fronts, we're going to be looking at around 9, which is simple enough. And then 823 divided by 8, we'd be looking at like right around 100-ish. So 8, negative 100, basically. So I'm gonna head in here and WASD my way through the nether and see if we can get where we want to go. So I will catch you on the flip side. Alright, it took me forever to find this guy. I guess it's been a long time. But 36 pieces of paper for an emerald, yeah. But right here, a buck and 20 emeralds for mending. That's good for me right now. And what it was, none of this was here, all this acacia and jumble. I had just sort of done this, and I just assumed I'd like covered, a small hole or something, some sort of a cave, which that's actually what this was. But apparently, I guess then he fell into it, if I'm remembering correctly. And that's why I couldn't find the guy, so I also couldn't reach him from that position yesterday. But this door seems to be a popular hit with the folks, so we've got to get some emeralds and some books and paper. So I might be spending some time sprucing this area up. So needless to say, like I said, super late at night. I'm just going to try to get some of this done. Typically, anytime I find a village, I throw down sugar cane, but I'm not seeing any. So I think we'll be spending some time here. May not be our best deal, but it's pretty close by, truth be told. So I'm gonna see what we can do with it. But anyway, I'll get back to work and I will catch you in just a little bit. Alright, so as I set out looking for sugarcane, which I could only find one stalk of, which we've got planted back at the desert village, I saw this guy off in the distance and I thought, I believe I've seen him before. So we have tamed him, and the good news there is not the greatest, but it's better than nothing. This gets me going pretty quick on our quest to find sugarcane. Gotta be leery. There's, whoa, hey, look at that. Beautiful. It's already paying dividends, and That is a 4 tall piece of sugarcane. Super rare in the wild, is it not? Indeed it is. So, we will dismount. We will, quick damage there, reap our riches, and get back on our runaway steed here, and go to town. So, already doing things here, and could not be happier. There's also the perks. There's cattle, there's sheep, there's just infinite pigs. It seems like you can't see them all. They're sort of, buried in the grass. But there's actually a pretty cool area. I'm sure we went through here at some point in time, but man, it must have been a long time ago. I saw chicken. This is great. This is really great, aside from this part. Anyhow, let's see if we can make our way back to the desert village. This guy's actually pretty quick. Been on a horse. Whoa. That would have been a glue factory incident. I hadn't been on a horse in quite some time, but oh boy. Hey, this is a good horse here. So we'll probably want to denote all these places. Also, I did this. There's what I planted. There was one reed right over that way, and we took it and put it here. But I made my little four-way here, and then this was just a natural-looking thing that looked like it should be something along these lines. So I made it something along those lines. And now, not wasting any more time, let's just start throwing this stuff down, man. We got one more. And I think I'm just going to ride this guy around, see what all we can find. So I'll be having the time of my life over here, and I will catch you back here as we make more progress. So stay tuned. Alright, so I figured enough horsing around. We got back with our cool little horse here. Built him a nice little pen. We're still at the Desert Village area. Note there's some strange things. The inventory's kind of been cleared, and for a good reason. So we needed... we needed paper for our mending villager, and that's what we have here. I've expanded our reed setup here. All old school manual coming up this way. As you can see, this is kind of snowballed a bit as well. That's kind of what it looks like fully grown. I've also been managing their crops for them. In addition to that, we've set up a small cactus operation over here I haven't really been doing much with. I've entered a couple of the caves in the region, things like that, nothing too crazy. This is also new right here, so the plan eventually, I'll, throw pathwork through here. But before I just went all out, if you will, and had the whole village decked out and completely renovated, I figured we should probably showcase it in little spurts, right? So there it is. This is nothing crazy, nothing fancy. Eventually I'll sort it by crop. I was just kind of planning what I got, from surplus over there, because I've been trading with the farmer on the far side of town. His crop rotation sucks, and apparently he doesn't know there's 3 other gardens in town. So I built this massive one, and I can just kind of go solicit diamonds from him. That was a clutch cactus save there. I also set this up, which again, more reeds, as you might have guessed. Come in this direction, we've got yet another. Let me make sure. Okay, I've had a bad habit of going off and leaving my bed and getting in dangerous situations. At one point in time, I ran back to the base, I think to get beetroots. I meant to get melons, actually. Forgot. Anyway, I got some flowers here, that way if I wanted to mess with those, we can. This is also new. One of the things I grabbed when I went back was vines. And what is this? Well, it's just a little gazebo type thing that serves as a vine farm, because you never know when you're going to need vines when you're working on a village. I don't think I did... Oh, hello. So, obviously, like I said, I've entered the caves. I haven't really done much past that. Yep. There's quite a few. I'm thinking it's getting dark up here. I mean, it will eventually, right? The answer is always yes. I can never be wrong. Yeah, sun will be going down. Anywho, where was I? A couple things I wanted to do. I wanted to kind of showcase the quick changes we made. Also, I've been thinking it would be nice if this was connected to a river system, and I could get to and from the base, which is what we were kind of trying to do to the Acacia Village, if you recall. So there's this, and I'll take you with me on this majestic journey of joining the still lake and this raging river. I'm probably one of the world's greatest in terms of constructing waterways in this game. It's little masterful things like that, just something special. So, that's a wayward marker from long ago, before we'd sort of built over here. You can also see them scattered throughout. The cactus also tend to look like my stone pillars, so I was going to go here anyway, trust me. So, cool little passages here. I intend to do something neat with them. I think there's no outlet on these. The Mending villager, I want to set him up where he's accessible, sort of like by way of a tunnel. That obviously goes down towards the reed pit there. This goes up, which we don't need to pay attention to that yet. We'll cover that in just a second. But I'm wanting to, because right now we've got this weird thing going on with him. Where did he go? It's gotta be here somewhere. There, he's right over here. Obviously, I kind of want to rework the village as well. That's sort of what I do when I go places. He's joined the party, so that's cool. But I'm gonna have a tunnel, and then I'm gonna like cover this up. You won't even know the guy's down there. And let's see here. I have 2 rabbits somewhere on that hill. So that was cool for you rabbit people. We also lost a villager, but not here. If you recall, we have the village, just like this, a desert village, but it's like conjoined with a temple. Literally conjoined with a temple. And funny story, I had a librarian marked off there, and I couldn't find him, and I finally did. I, closed him in. I don't remember if I had a torch or not. It could have gotten knocked off or something. Problem happened. I was like, oh, there's the villager, and so I took my trusty pick here and broke him free. I was going to see what he had, and I got hit in the face with an arrow. Not from the villager, but from the skeleton. And then the skeleton, of course, as it was shooting me, started to shoot the villager instead of simply stepping aside or going around. I thought I could just hit the skeleton, and I was incorrect. So we lost him. There's a chance he was the only villager left there. Don't hold me to that, but this is a desert well. There's a desert temple over there. I think there's a couple more wells. This is a massive desert system. I mean, it's very easy to get lost, but I kind of chiseled this out. I'm thinking I'm going to put like in a path here as well. And we're going all out, I'll tell you right now. So, let's see here. The pathway, though, that I've done, just because it's kind of like a straight line, so I could connect these two, is gonna be this way. Quite sure. And I should take it, going back up only, looking down. And I think I made a stair step, but you can see the torches as close as you feel. So if all these on that front, where is this? Gotta be somewhere, right? There it is, like I said, that does not look natural. So since not, we're just gonna zoom this out. Let's see. So trying to here somewhere. I'll see it. Which is why I mentioned we do something about that. I'm not sure what. Okay, well, I didn't see it because they're not on this hill. It would be on a different one, right? Here's the portal. Oh, you know what? We went up the wrong hill. I see it now. It's over there. I don't know that there's any. I think we could have water trapped. I was afraid I had like torches that would get taken out. So, as I was saying, should have just gone with what we had there, right? So we come to this side of the village, and you can clearly see my path marked out, right? That would explain why we couldn't see the torches over there. And we'll crest the hill again. This doesn't seem right, but like I said, I've never used it, which would explain why we're questioning things, right? Let's see here. Some point in time, we'll save Rapunzel or whatever princess villager's in there. There's some torches. Okay, so it came down there, and then we did this. Yeah, this is definitely it. This will get me where I need to take you. Then we start having the cobblestone, just what I wanted. We take this. I'll just, you know what? We'll just go over there. How about that? Because we can evaluate the river while we do that. So here's the all unnatural stuff, right? I even placed sand down so it was smooth and transitioned well. And you're probably thinking like, oh, this is nothing. What's the point of this mess? There's our desert cross right there. I believe that was natural. Or we found several of them. Who knows? But if you kind of keep your eyes on the torches and cobblestones in that sinister shady spot. I've also found some brown sheep that are way closer to the base than I knew previously existed. So that'll be handy. But you can see now there is the Acacia Village. Fantastic, right? And the portal for that one right there. Very, very poorly placed, in my opinion. But it is what it is. That's sinister as well. Looks like a pork slaughterhouse. So anyhow, that's what we've got. And there's a couple more caves and some cool stuff we've done. But this is not far from home, this base here. And of course, that makes me think, hey, you know, where's the river? And can we connect it? Because this is kind of what we were always trying to get to. I have steak, don't I? Yeah, we know what's going on. All right. I was more focused on planting as opposed to consuming produce, apparently. I think I keep gathering eggs to, get chickens over there at some point. So, anyway, I'm thinking we could be going the wrong way. Who really knows? Who cares? But this river was always interesting to me, and it kind of meanders and trains about and whatnot. But I honestly do think we will eventually connect everything. But one way, I mean, you gotta be kidding me right now. We should probably sleep. Our gear is not stacked. We'd be fine, but yeah. So there's one of our markers, and we should be coming up. That right there is the Sheepish Ravine. Okay, so I've kind of taken you full circle here, and sleep in the weeds. You can kind of see the torch pattern there, but Sheepish Ravine literally right there. Always throws me when we get out of the bed. But that's where we're at, and so this is the river, right? And let's see here. I did this not long ago off camera, a couple nights ago actually, and wound up getting lost. and, seems like I was in a pretty cool cave at that point in time because it was getting dark, and I figured why not. But I don't know that we will connect this now, the river, or just do like a good path system. I might do the path. I didn't know that pumpkin was there. I might do the path system. I'll probably have to go get some iron. We may wind up caving yet. But there's the village, and let's see what the river does. Always felt like it went kind of right to it, does it not? Yeah, it does. Okay. So then it's just a question of how can we connect this one back to the desert village where the Mender is, right? and some of you may be saying, hey, why don't you just move the Mending villager? And, well, what kind of a crazy idea is that? I wonder if there's cheap iron down here. Oh, there is actually cheap iron here, so let's take it, shall we? Alright, I should probably cut, because, I'm like the most exciting thing ever. So, I think I will do that, but that's kind of what's going on, and like I said, I'm going to be doing some, whoops, meant to put that there. I think we can salvage it. Yep, I'm still streaming. Alright, so that's sort of what I want to do, and I just wanted to showcase this a little bit better before things got crazy. And we'll harvest some cheap iron as predicted. There was some too far down there too. Anyway, didn't want to make just tons and tons and tons of progress without you, so I'm gonna head back and make some paths or something. So we'll see how we connect this. Hopefully I have something cool to show you. As the sun seemingly sets, we lay our heads to bed. So I can show you an update before I do anything too crazy. So, plus I've got food in the oven, so I gotta make this quick. Now, which way were we facing? Must have been this way. The sun's over there. It used to be here. So, anywhere, there's so much tall grass. Grass, tall grass, double tall, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, anytime you see a string of not tall grass, that's because I've been through it with a stake and slapped it. But right here, you can see the Sheepish Ravine, so that means, our main base is that way. I'd forgotten how cool this thing was and how much we'd done to it. But there's a river here, right? And the problem is this river doesn't really connect to that river. And similarly, we've got a river structure here. And there's one thing, you can see the village right kind of on top of my crosshairs there. It's way more efficient. Let me just kind of, I think you can see what I'm talking about. So a couple of days ago, I threw those stones down, right? That's a fake ravine right there. But if I just take that land out and I make it to where I can motorboat from over there, right through here, where the Acacia boat is, I can get to the village really quick. Because if you don't do that, you have to go with the natural river, which does a whole bunch of this and some of that. And then I think there's something else stupid it does before it even gets to the village. So I think we're going to blow that part out. Now, taking my path, let's see if it works decent. I've been doing a lot of stuff, and I can't really remember where we left off. But let's see. This was an area I had cleared because this is new. So initially there was like just torches, and you couldn't really get up this thing. Probably shouldn't have gone for as steep of a thing as I did, but let me just run down here, and yes, we do clear the tree, albeit narrowly. So this thing is like really cool looking. I'd totally forgotten about that part. This part here I remembered, fairly well. But it's got a really nice view of the river, and this is all natural. This is how we found it. I did nothing here, so this brings us down, kind of puts it closer into perspective. You've got tons of little cut-throughs and passages, right? So if we can take off here, we'll come out at this point now. And it's just a pretty cool little setup, I have to say. If I crest this hill, we've got this little staircase that goes all the way down to the huge ravine that I think is over there, right? So lots of connection possibilities. But anyway, I want to get you up here because like I said, I'm gonna have to go flip my chicken. So probably got like probably less than 3 minutes now. But for some reason, sprint's not wanting to happen. All right, so right here, you can kind of see me make a transition now. This thing here, we've got a river that we could potentially swing back. I mean, we're going to have to do a lot of work on it, but it's got a lot of breaks. Like, that's a break, then this is a break, and then this comes, and it doesn't go all the way over there because that's a break. But from this point on, I think it would be smooth sailing, right? So that's good news. Cresting the hill, which this was here long ago, and I didn't even remember it. What happened is I was searching the rivers. I came through and saw that like one wide land bridge, and I was like, I must have done that. So right here, though, you can kind of see there's my crossover, and I don't have, screw it. All right, we don't take damage when we like drop 6 blocks, but if I go 2 at an angle, it's the end of the world. Alright, so there's also like a pretty nasty cave I found somewhere in this area. I had to dig to it, there just kept being so many surface sounds, But this is, like I said, going to be a ton of work, and I don't know what parts of it I will do right away. But anyway, if we hop in the El Boto here, we've got that area and it's closed off, right? That does nothing, this does nothing. You got to go all the way over here. Which, keep in mind, if we had that pass-through complete, this would be super efficient in terms of waterway transportation, right? So I've kind of got my beach there. I've been working on the paths there. But let me take you back. This will connect eventually, but it's quite the lengthy expedition. And go through some narrow straits we'd have to blow out, just so we don't do that and slow down. The path I've been working on, we kind of trek through there. There's a bunch of like grotto stuff set up. But you can kind of see that's the plateau we were on. And if we just seemingly go forever, see how much longer this takes than my little cut through? Right. So now we're back to where I want to cut through. So this does connect, but like I said, not in the most efficient of manners. So let's go ahead and ride this thing out so you can kind of see it up there. That's where we were looking down at the river just a second ago. Back to the Sheepish Ravine at this point. And let's see here, that's just a nice big lake. And then this river does quite a bit over there, but it doesn't really connect to any of our base structures, right? So it may actually, if I'm remembering correctly, go out towards the ocean, which we could potentially connect, but that'd be like a really roundabout way. That doesn't branch. Oh, there's my timer. Gonna have to wrap this up so I can go. But like, this is great, but it doesn't really go anywhere we need it to right now. And does it terminate as well? It does terminate. Okay, so that's good to know. So what I will be doing is trying to connect some of these rivers, and I don't think I've really shown you all the tedious nature of it all that we will be undertaking, because it's a pretty ridiculous project, I'm not gonna lie. But as we come into view of the Sheepish Ravine, I was always going to just cut a canal, like literally, probably about this area. kind of lines up with the lava flow. You can see my waterfall we built over there. Anywhere there's these lakes, that would save me a lot of trouble. And, I've got a lot of pathworks here. This is the area I had been clearing. I'm kind of wondering if maybe we push that back a little bit. It might be easier. You can see I started digging the canal, and of course we ran right into the lava. So I'm wondering maybe about that. You know, I don't know. We'll see. But that is the holdup, and then this river, of course, is going to run down that direction. I think you sort of know what it does. And kind of need to go flip my food so it cooks evenly. Sometimes I don't even know if you really have to do that. There's been times I've said screw it, and I set the timer for the full 26 minutes instead of 2 stretches of 13, and it seems to be the same to me, but what do I know? So, let's see here. It's probably faster if I don't have quite the depth strider that I did, but we'll get all that set up. No worries. So this sucker here, I think, goes behind Big Mountain, and I want to say it terminates because I think there'll be like a bunch of oak boats up here. Should be just around this corner. I'm thinking right, and that's probably where we'll start connecting. Yeah, there's our termination point. So I think we will also do this one. This one should be a little bit quicker and more efficient, but you can kind of, I mean, you can see where the water should be, and it wants to be here. It really does. Question from here is, which way would we go? And, that's why that other one became such a big deal. But the catch is, like, there's more river here that we could potentially connect. That obviously being our massive land bridge thing we've been working on. So anyway, I just wanted to get you a quick once over on this mess before I like do something crazy and I don't get credit for it. So I'm gonna have some steak in game. I'm gonna go have some chicken IRL, and I will catch you back here for hopefully something that you appreciate that took me a ton of time, even though it doesn't look like it did. So that's Minecraft, and I will catch you back here shortly. Wall of Wiisdom, we are back. I think I recorded a couple of strips where we kind of connected the rivers together. Basically, we have the river pathway complete. I've also kind of tweaked the crops here, and the reason for that is because I've run back to the base and picked up some watermelons and some more pumpkins, so we've kind of got those in full swing. A couple of important things. I've been working on that tunnel, and got quite a few reeds here, some sandstone which I really wanted, but you'll note, maybe you can tell a difference. We've got some new gear here, and reason for that as well. I was tired of burning through my iron supply, basically. So sword is the same, bow is the same, but right here I've got Efficient Mender 2.0. We've got Efficiency 5, Unbreaking, and Mending. I added this. I can't remember, maybe the entire book was back at the place, or maybe I combined Efficiency 4, something along those lines. But so now we finally have a Mending pick again. And then right here we made Dig Dug 2.0. We've got Efficiency 5, Unbreaking 3. Obviously what's missing there is Mending. We'll eventually do a Silk Touch Mender, but right now I just care about breaking everything, not necessarily Silk Touched. And then right here we lost Tree Wrecks whenever we went into the lava. I do a lot of tree stuff off camera. So that's just kind of the beginnings. We'll eventually eventually combine stuff. I got tired of looking through the books, if you will. So I guess what we will do is kind of take you through this way, and I think we'll be able to pull this off. Now, I could be mistaken. I think we were like 2 emeralds away, basically. I did so much path work and so many river connections. I was like, you know what? I'm doing all of this to get Mending, and we haven't even started trading with the guys. We should probably do that. So, actually, we just need 1, so we will definitely pull this off. But we'll come in here and fix that mess real quick. This'll definitely take care of us. So it's a shame we didn't have 1 more, but it is what it is. So we will grab that, throw it over here. Eventually, the plan will be for that to be sugarcane and this to be paper. I don't even think we're gonna. Yeah, we'll keep it just in case. But trade is what, like 32, 36? Can't exactly remember what this guy was. There's also a fisherman in here. If you were to break that sand block, for the longest time I thought, oh lord, what's happened? I lost my mending guy. And it showed back up. So there we go. That's what we wanted. I realize now I made a catastrophic error because we don't have a book. But let's just go ahead and trade out with this guy. Kind of max out this run, if you will. So he's happy, but check this out. So this is what we want. The book and 20 for Mending, which I think is a pretty good deal. I don't bother to look it up, but you know, it's not that big of a difference, and we've got the emeralds now. We've unlocked a lot of other trades here. It's just written books for an emerald. We got the clock for 11. We've got 1 for 5 pieces of glass. Check this out. 1 in 34, so 14 more expensive than our Mending book. What do you think it is? Depth Strider 3. Again, I haven't researched this, but that's actually not that bad in my opinion. So, Depth Strider 3, we tend to get quite a few fishing, but still, nothing to be ashamed about there. So, we've got that going now. I know what you're thinking. Actually, you know what I'm thinking? Where the heck is the cleric? Been down here the entire time. I guess he left. Must have got tired of the cave. What do you know? Anyway, his trades weren't phenomenal, but I was coming through here, and I was trying to widen the tunnel to this guy. If you recall, there's a staircase here, and as I was doing that, I was like, you know, we should just put some sugarcane down. And that's what I did way back over there. I think you can kind of see the green. I harvested it not long ago. And then it dawned on me, I was like, man, this thing is huge. Like, this tunnel is ridiculous. And subsequently, I decided to put some here. I decided to try something different. I was thinking, you know, hey, if you just, like, walk along the top here, right? And you can hit both sides as you go. Might be advantageous to us, again, especially if we spend a lot of time in the area. And then I decided it'd probably be simpler if we just, you know, kind of did this. So I've just got a half slab over the water, hence why we have the half slabs. But that's what it is. So let's come down here. Again, I don't know if we'll redo. There's a zombie somewhere too. I've not been able to find him. But this was the original 1 wide tunnel. I've blown it out with our new pick because it's amazing how much better it is than what we were using, which was standard unenchanted iron, and yeah, one of those things, right? So this is what I decided to do. I kind of thought it'd be neat to have it, you know, not ground level, but you know, the 2 that you harvest. I never come in and hit all 3, right? I would just break off the top 2. And I was thinking I would like do this the whole length, and I thought, I don't know, we should do like 16s or 32s, and then, you know, if you did 32, this side would give me 64, a full stack. If we replicate that over here, we get 32 more, full stack. And I thought we'd, you know, like fill it in, do something cool, then replicate 32. We'll probably do that eventually, maybe. Can't make any promises. But like I said, this thing was absurdly long. I brought that water source down there when we were making everything, just because it saves time for having to do all this. But if you're curious, if you forgot what this does, it just literally pops out right here. So we're pretty good on that front. Now we kind of need some leather, and that was something I intended to do over here, was kind of start some livestock stuff, right? There's just tons of stuff. I also meant to bring back... Don't go. Okay. It's probably one of the ones that I've given carrots to, but anyway, there's a world glitch there every time I run through. I meant to bring some saddles and I forgot to. It's like the 2 times I've been back to the base, I was like, yeah, I'll bring more saddles, and I forgot. I think there's a lava pool over one of these crests, so you have to be like super mindful of that until we kind of like mark it. In this grass, it's really cool looking, but at the same time, it's kind of hazardous. Now, I don't want to kill that cow if they're the only two. Seem to be. Uh-huh. Been walking around with this for a long time, though. Let's hit that, and yeah, he'll follow me. Come on. There we go. Okay, you follow me. It's gonna up the population here, shall we? Let the wheat do the magic right there. Boom, XP. Alright. So here are some horses. These are the ones that I kind of brought back with me. And there's a third cow. That's fantastic. So, oh, look at the calf. Already enjoying life. There's only 3, so we may not kill the guy. Anyway, what are we doing there? It's a mess. Alright, so I need to go find a smorgasbord of cattle and kind of make that happen. Again, don't have 2 cows and kill them. That's stupid. You're smarter than that. Let's see here. So there's lava too somewhere. I promise there really is. We'll probably jump in it since we have new gear that we can burn and lose. Let's see. I thought there were way more cattle than that. Maybe it was a different direction. Again, there's enough to suffice and kind of get us going. There's the lava. Alright. So, it's one of those things, like it's the deep pit that you couldn't just, like, jump out of, so that would be catastrophic. And we may just glass over that stupid thing so nothing happens. Trying to think if I have shown you the path work. That's actually the first thing I had done here. And, ooh, that's convenient. Go ahead and light that up since I'm here. And running out of torches, right? So, apparently there's not as many cattle as I thought there was. But, like I said, maybe it's just a different direction. Let's see. We'll eventually kind of bring them into that area, probably where I've got my horse, and take it from there. So, I guess I should see if I recorded a clip with the path or not, and then we'll kind of come back, I guess, and do that. So, 1 second. Alright, so I don't think I've recorded a clip where we actually had the path in place. So, here's what we're going to do. You'll note some sandstone pillars. This is by no means done. But if I've already recorded this, well, you just get to see it again. So you can kind of see what we're doing here, right? We'll just take off running. Nothing crazy. We do have stairs in place in a few select locations. And we'll just see how far we can get before it gets dark. So right here we turn. You can kind of, again, follow along with the markers for the time being. And I want to showcase this first because we can turn here. I'm going to make that a little lake. We could probably have a waterfall coming out. And if we take the sandstone stairs, just you wait. So obviously I need like 1 more across this. We're going to have it 3 wide. But you'll see a wall. You see a wall. See a beautiful sunset above the wall. We turn here, we come down, we've got kind of a fortified wall there because that's just a massive sandslide waiting to happen. And if I take you this way, I think the clip we had done, I told you we were gonna like make a path to the desert well. Well, here it is. So, seems like as good a place as any. There's the temple. We'll probably do that. There's also another desert well and an amazing cave that direction. So we'll hopefully eventually connect all that stuff. But the torches actually we should have come on. I don't want to jeopardize the villagers though. There's a couple of legit trades. You'll also note I acquired a lot more steak here, which when I did that I should have grabbed the leather, but my inventory was full. You know how it goes. So we'll go ahead and take the daytime route here just because we can. Again, just a nice meandering pathway here. Not straight. Everyone gets mad because I do everything straight and at 90 degrees. Well, this one isn't, so you're welcome. But we'll strut through here again. This is going to look really cool with the lake, in my opinion. And then we take off this way. There's a nice little entry to a sandstone quarry. There's our mysterious cross in the ground. There's chests all over the place because, again, I was fighting my inventory. I believe this is new, you haven't seen. It's nothing major, but that is actually fairly deep. Probably 5 to 6 blocks, I would say. And if we strut this direction, this is straight, but I mean, you know, the shortest distance between two paths, right? So, let's see, which way do I want to take it? I guess we'll just run with this. Kind of went with the natural terrain, Karatu. Coming this way. This will basically, as you follow the cobblestone and the cleared out grass, connect back to the river. I haven't really like pathed it. I haven't, you know, eventually we'll have like fences and stuff. I kind of want to see which route I wind up using more, to be honest with you. We will just randomly bisect the village now. What's up, buddy? Seems in a hurry. Looks like you committed a crime. Anyway, that path, you can see my cobblestone, it continues that direction, way over towards that hill. But if we take this sucker, we will meander out towards a river, which that's a good thing, right? And let's go ahead and make a boat. Let's do it up in Acacia style. Has my cursor lit like that? It's very odd. Alright, well, anyhow, we're going to clutch place the boat. So, luckily that was a path block. I guess that's why it happened. But there's chests and stuff hidden along the way again, as I just kind of had to do it. So, coming this way, I'm trying to think which route we should take. Yeah, I think I know what we're gonna do. So, this right here is where we, you know, just crossed over. This saves a ton, and I do mean a ton of time. Takes us right to the Sheepish Ravine. So that's, again, just trust me, well worth it. I think that's a cave entry there. Speaking of cave entries, this was a nightmare every time I worked on it. I was getting sniped or had creepers suddenly appear behind me. Primarily from this one, so I just flooded it. We don't want to go down there. Lit up parts of it. I've got some random stalactites going on. Probably need to move that edge one, but all this was not connected. It now is. Okay, so if I take you through here, this was landlocked. This is obviously new. Stalactite problem. There was a cave there that didn't really do much. Coming through here though, this is again pretty dadgum quick, especially compared to like running across the land. So that's a massive hillside, but check this out. You'll note there's a fork in the road, right? Well, if I take you through here, which I haven't actually tested this with a boat, so I thought about widening it. We definitely need to. Auspiciously dark cave, check. And location for a waterfall, you betcha. So if you're wondering, like, what is this? Well, that's a place where I have to constantly dump materials I was harvesting, hence the presence of sugarcane. But if we come back through here, we are now headed back towards the village, or we can come through here and hit the edges or stalactites, whichever we prefer, and get back into the river. So this just saves us a lot of time. I was going to put glass in that center section, just haven't had time because I keep dumping sand instead of carrying it with me. Let's see here. A lot of these places where there's just like natural grottos or, you know, cut-ins, I just kind of ran with them. Let's see here. This will be uncharted territory for us as we head back to the base. And you'll see something new here, which we will traverse by foot in just a few minutes. But I haven't actually looked at it from down here either. But I went with birchwood because all of this is birch over there. And hopefully now you kind of know where we're at. That would take us right to the Sheepish Ravine. This was a dual like layered grotto thing. I haven't finished clearing that out. There's chests in there too, because I had to ditch material. Coming through here now, hopefully you kind of recognize it, right? We have got ourselves the waterfall. If I make this wide turn here, I've not done the one that just cuts through the savannah and goes by that lava pit. It's a really, really, really long way, and I'm not sure where I want to place it. But this is pretty dadgum quick, I've got to say. Now, obviously, as we come up here, we've got cow farm, sheep farm, drop downs to our base, all kinds of stuff. You know the drill. And if we go this direction, There's our main base in progress. This thing, which I don't know that I've ever taken a boat through it. Swanky. So, yeah, that's where we're at. This is what we have done. Was going to be like the super secret treasure chest with important stuff that we've never put anything in that I'm aware of. But yeah, I'll take you right over here, and then we'll kind of go by foot and see what kind of a mess we can get into. So let's go this way. You'll figure it out. I mean, it'll make sense once we dock. By dock, I mean ram viciously into the land and press the shift button. So, this path, of course, if we start taking it, it's going to lead us back to the main base, which you can again see over there. We meander and snake and do all kinds of stuff. But I'd forgotten that was a lake. Very cool. So, we're going to come up this way, and that actually snakes through now, I remember. This sucker here, if I take it this direction, you're going to see it forked this way originally, right? And we got a scenic overview up here, kind of towards the never-ending birch forest that actually goes to an ocean at some point in time. There's a good view of our base and everything. Again, the acacia trees, when they're not in a savanna, they really do help. This brings us to the waterfall, which again, this is a good vantage point for you. I know it doesn't seem like a long way, but it is because of all the terrain changes, but I think we will eventually bisect that thing. So, I do have a bed, right? Yes, wonderful. Okay, so, trekking back this direction, this was always here. This little path extension and everything. We can come through the water if we are so inclined, but we'll come up here. Shift, there we go. Willy wonders, I tell you. Right here, we've got this bridge, which is still unfinished, but it always went that way, and I'll show you kind of what it did. Get up there ever. It's kind of incomplete as well, but you can kind of see the torch. I'd cut that out like long ago, so long ago I forgot we'd even done it until I saw it. But what is new is right over here. And again, like I said, we're going to finish this thing out. Don't worry. Probably, I think stone brick probably will be my weapon of choice to trim this. But here we go. This is brand new right here. And again, that's why I went back to the base and made Efficient Mender 2.0. Stalactites here not as badly in our way. I suppose we could still bump our noggin on them, but that's why we have a helmet, right? This right here, we get a really cool, again, like I said, chests are everywhere. You would think this would be a better view. You take in a lot. It's just, the birch trees block a good chunk of it. But again, there's another look. There's that river. And then way over there is where we would want to go. So back to this main little cave thing. I will eventually blow this out. I just got completely sick of mining stone, if you will. So we cut down here, right? And you're thinking, oh, hey, I remember that thing. It's the new bridge. And that is correct. So it's probably not done. I was thinking I'd put like birch above it. Haven't done that, obviously. But coming through here. Have not really finished this either, but it is what it is. You can it's again linear for the most part. It does have slight curves because I elected to leave trees. These two, the one we just passed. Alright. And as we get up this way, we can do a couple of things. We can turn here, and that'll take us straight over to the Sheepish Ravine. You can kind of see the well come into place, the wall of cactus. Good little vantage point of all that jazz. But if we come back, let's go ahead. This I have cut out. I have not finished connecting it either. Let me get you in here so you kind of know what's going on and can appreciate things from an aerial perspective, I suppose. Not super aerial, but somewhat aerial, right? So this, if we were to do that, that takes us right over here. I think we will have water come down there. I just have to see how it'll impact the boat. But again, you can kind of see where we're at. That's where the ominously dark cave is. That's where we're going to put a waterfall. Need to widen that like another block or so. And then if we run back this way, what I did here, I just literally dug under everything. So that is our wide little waterway there. So worked quite nicely. That is a tunnel that I dug to kind of see where it would come through. And moving on back up here, I think we'll take a little nap before we hit the new staircase, right? So there it is. It is not done either. I'm not going to leave it like that. I do have plans for it. But we'll do that another day, because like I said, this is doesn't seem like it, but this took a lot of time. So right here again, we'll put stairs. We'll trim it in something. I'm thinking maybe acacia here. We'll just kind of have to wait and see, and then land bridge isn't done. The stuff up here isn't done. But it is what it is. So this river right here again used to like stop multiple times. That's the crazy cave that we just kind of flow the water into. The counterpart one's where that cobble is. Right here you can kind of see those stalactites. Again, so much of this was, like puddle with, land right there. We've chiseled it all out. That's the entry to the 5 wide deal. The reason I said right where my crosshair is, that's that ominously dark cave, right? There's so many waterfalls off that mountain, you can't even see that one because that juts out. So I think if we made like a companion waterfall right there, I mean, it looks like it should have one in my opinion. So we'll try to make that happen. But coming up here, we're pretty much done, I think. So this just kind of runs over. You can start to see the kind of fluorescent green glow. That would be the crops, right? And we can take this. There was, again, apparently quite some time back, I had laid out, like torches and everything to get through this area. But it's just everything's so overgrown on Savannah Plateaus, it's almost pointless and trivial to do that. But right there, you've got a huge pasture, which we may come in and actually utilize for cattle. There were a few off of this village as well. I think we could probably, I don't know, maybe we'll divide it. Maybe we'll just have all the livestock together. I don't really know. But just to kind of get you back where you need to be, that is our Savannah village. And that means that the desert village is over here. Seems like this is the plateau that also had rabbits, if I'm not mistaken. Could be totally wrong, but one of them that I was on, just tons and tons of rabbits. So again, they're much larger on top than you realize when you're down below. But that little cactus there, you should recognize it. It's the desert, right? So there is my little bridge. Again, you can appreciate it more from up here. But let's go ahead and do this. I wonder if this would look cool. But I don't know. This biome really wouldn't have a waterfall. Not sure I knew this was here, actually. Don't want to give it. Nope. Nothing crazy. So anyway, we got some black sheep hanging out. I think that was a cave I had marked. Don't want to go down in there. just in case it's crazy. There's some gray sheep, black sheep, all kinds of sheep. Come back up here. We get on our path. Takes us back to the desert. I think we're going to build this up as well. But again, the amount of time invested to do something that seems so simple is quite a bit more than you would think. So again, if you play the game, you understand. But for everyone else, it's like, oh, that's all you did? It's like, well, it took a really long time. So my apologies. Now, that said, I didn't grab any leather. I'm great. So let's see. I'm going to go get some leather, and we're going to end this by getting mending. And don't have enough iron. I mean, we do, but we'd have to smelt it too. So I guess we could use an anvil over here. It makes sense to have it, right? Anyhow, I'm gonna get us that mending book before we call it an episode. So give me a little bit of time, and I will be right back. Well, I was off to kill a cow. Found this little gem. So this is natural. This is how it was. I was intrigued by the flower forest, and I thought, we could totally path over to that. And then here we are. So it's been a while, but I've at least got a crafting table down here, which I actually needed. And I'll take it. So this is a zombie spawner, which, hey, in all honesty, could come in quite handy for our clerics. So if we took anything out of here, it's probably like saddle and horse armor, most likely. But I'm going to go ahead and craft a book and maybe pin these coordinates so we can connect. And we're back. So it turns out, if I were to connect right over here, let me just take it back to be dramatic. If I were to connect to this river, which I was actually going to do, I didn't bother to actually see where it went the other day. But if I were to do that, we've got a pretty good straight shot to pretty cool run of the desert, and then also I think we could just go straight all the way down to that zombie spawner and the flower forest. So don't hold me to that, but we would have to chisel this out, which this is nothing after everything we've done today. But this right here, I didn't even see that before. Let me try to get you somewhere. It's going to be hard to tell. The acacia tree is kind of blocking, but sort of behind that, like that desert right over there, that's where that spawner was. And then I guess sort of in the distance behind that is actually going to be the flower forest. So pretty sure we could connect this. I saw a couple of my markers on it as well. So that is cool news. And we'll try not to fall into these holes that I saw. There's a brown sheep there too. But anyhow, this would be simple stuff right here. So I think we'll definitely do that because again, right as you crest it, you see my marker, and then you think, well, you know, what's that even marking? Well, it's a pretty big marker because when we crest the hill, you see my little farm expansion here. So that aside, let's run over here. I've got to shower and be up fairly early tomorrow, but trek all the way. I guess we should have taken the cave and made it extra dramatic, right? Woohoo! I close that off, I think. No big deal. So this will finally get us a mending book, which is why we started connecting this stuff to begin with. We'll see if the cleric has come back to his buddies. I guess he finally just gave up. He was a trooper, though. He was a real trooper. I'll give him credit for that. Right there, we've been too far away, so... But you get an idea. It'll just be another source of sugarcane for us. Here we go. There's the man of the hour, and we're going to take... Look. We're going to take... animals. We're going to get ourselves a mending book. Oh, hallelujah. I have had zero luck getting those fishing. If I have, it's like despawn type of a thing. Let's see, did it give us anything else? We ended at Depth Strider last time. Fortune, okay. That's a rip. We don't need name tags, but Fortune 2... Again, a lot of times when you fish those out, you can get them, but it's like combined with a bunch of other stuff, and then it's really expensive. So, we got it though. We got ourselves a mending book, and that just means that we need to whip out an anvil, and we can go ahead and we'll probably stick it on Dig Dug here. So, that's it. That is the end of the episode. We did a lot. I know it doesn't seem like it. I'll continue to work on this stuff off camera, is the main thing to take away from it, but... Let's see, let me kind of introduce you to the project in case I decide to do just that. Let's get across. It said, let's get across. Not land in it. Which way was it? So this takes us back to the Savannah Village, right? So that's in progress, but I think what I may do is kind of come in and build a wall. I don't know, like this lower region that's not like super defensive for the village. We might do like a birch fence. That's why I wanted so many birch trees. And I had a ton of saplings, but then I needed other things in my inventory, so I had to set them down. But we'll get it back at some point in time. Now, where was the portal? Because that's something else I'll probably do off camera. In addition to needing to bring birch wood or birch saplings, and wanting to snag our saddle stash, which we've got an abundance of those things. The other item I wanted to bring was obsidian, which I always had on me until we had an untimely death, you know. So that goes off to the well, and then I think it's this way where I have the torches. Let's find out. There should be a portal here at the end of this line, and if there is, it would be a really good one to connect to, in my opinion. There it is, off in the distance. So again, this part, probably like closer, you know, like that last torch you see right above the crosshair, that might all get kind of walled in. Out here, it would just sort of be an open path, maybe with birch fence, something along those lines. And then for whatever reason, and I don't understand it because it's really far away, keep in mind our closest portal is the Savannah Village, and this is way, way away from that. And for whatever reason, when we take this, we wind up in that portal. So that's one of those strange things. I would have thought this was plenty distance away, but Again, if we get in the nether, kind of ballpark the area, find somewhere we want to be, we could easily come back in and make use of this one, essentially, is what I'm saying. So I'll take a screenshot of the coordinates so we can for sure have that handy. And it's a shame. I guess there's some birch trees over there eventually, right? So I might try to see if I can find some off that direction, save myself the trip. But this is what we will connect to. Again, one of the neatest things, like when you pop through here, it just looks like some desert oasis type of place. So, I will quit rambling though. I do hope you enjoyed this episode. We have our Mending villager. We can trade with him. We have a farm set up at that village. We'll go ahead and we'll trade with the farmer. We'll get a fisherman. We got a butcher. We got a weaponsmith. That might be our go-to for trading for a while because, again, getting the mending stuff has proven to be ridiculously absurd. And then when I do get it, it's like got a really good bow enchantment coupled with it, and I don't want to like waste it on a pig. But anyway, I'll quit rambling. I hope you enjoyed. Again, all this stuff I'll continue to work on off camera, but we got the bread and butter part of it done, right? We'll just kind of spruce it up as we go. So you can follow along on Twitch. You can see me stream Shotgun Farmers when my internet doesn't suck. Might stream some of this stuff because, again, it is a lot of time, even though it doesn't seem like it. Maybe as the fall comes around, we'll get to do some other games. You can also follow me on Twitter. Of course, subscribe here on YouTube, ring the bell. Maybe they'll notify you of new videos. They probably won't, but I always will tweet them eventually, so take advantage of that. But with that said, I got a lot more work to do here, and I will catch you back for the next thrilling episode of Wisdom Plays Minecraft. Adios.